Hello, my lovely people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jen. If this is the first time that you are seeing me, to you. And my return subscriber, all for you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. May God bless you. May God answer your prayers in all your heart desires that you are looking for. God would give them to you. For blessing me, God will bless you. Thank you. Thank you so much. All the newcomers. Chineke, what can I do to thank you guys enough? What can I do? I could dance for you. I go sing for all my subscribers, you know. I promise you, I will make a song. I will write a song for my subscribers. I will write a song for them and I will sing it for them because they deserve it. Thank you so much. So, I was listening to a whole bunch of stuff happening, and I'm on the road. I'm making videos over and over because a lot is going on in our country. The election is next week, a week from today. Today is Saturday. When I'm making this video, I don't know when it will go out, but today. So I'm hearing a whole lot of stuff going on, a lot of videos going on. But I saw one that is very, very interesting that I wanted you guys. This man said, we need hard cash. We need hard cash. Now, 70 million I need. This policy of the president is like a policy against the ruling party, which is my party, where I am. Why now? But I want you guys to hear it from him.
I share in the perception of the CBN governor that there is need to entrench this policy so as to be able to address some security problems. There is need for this policy so that Nigeria can also be seen to be working on the same page with international economies. Cashless policy. Yes, cashless. But why do you want us to be cashless at a time when we are facing a general election, when our security apparatus to work and protect the election process will require cash at hand to service their logistics? Why would you say and insist on cashlessness when even INEC is expressing a lot of fears that without cash, hard cash,
and copy.
In hard copy is needed to carry on activities by the Electoral Commission.
Okay.
So, like I said, no one of us is against the policy in terms of its principle. Nobody is against the policy in terms of its desirability to make Nigerian economy, of course, a worldwide nature of kind of economy. But the implications, far-reaching implications, and some of the unintended consequences, negative consequences brought about by this policy is what we must rise to fight in the interest of Nigerian people. Of our electoral process. As far as the committee is concerned, vis-a-vis to our engagement with Mr. President and officials of the Central Bank, I think it was a fruitful discussion. Fruitful because the President put it clear before the CBN governor to effect the presidential directives given by Mr. President. And those of us who now exercise our statutory powers to oversight the agencies of government will take it from there. We'll go and oversight the CBN as a statutory body to oversight government agencies to ensure that presidential orders as contained in his speech are being carried away to the latter. But as to whether Mr. President took any legal position for or against the judgment of the Supreme Court, that I think you need to sort it out with Gorbachev, because I don't speak for Mr. President.
Are you understanding what's going on?
What? The directives given by Mr. President are outright presidential orders, and they should be carried out immediately with immediate alacrity.
Ngwana.
No more, no less.
Ngwa.
With immediate effect.
Okay.
And whoever fails or derails in the implementation of such directives, then the House of Representatives will use the powers around it to ensure that such directives are being implemented to the latter in the light of the law. I have said it ab initio that our engagement with Mr. President today was very brilliant, very exciting, and Mr. President has done what we expected of him. In the first place, he has invited these relevant security agencies to be part of our meeting. He has invited the CBN governor to be also there. And we also have to say, without any fear of contradiction, that the broadcast today by Mr. President has addressed a lot of things that we wanted to even discuss with him positively. Why we insisted that it's not yet Uhuru is for us to see to the forces of government really implementation the orders of Mr. President to the latter. A lot has been said by Mr. President, and we agree with him. We are on the same page.
Okay.
But how would that be carried out? How do you have cash, new Naira note, or the so-called 200 Naira note available to the remotest part of Nigeria, to Polgore in my federal constituency, or to Saminaka in Lere federal constituency, or even to the Metropolitan Council? All we are saying is that the president has done well in the steps he has taken in addressing the nation, but more should be done, like the Oliver Twist would say. More should be done. And doing more in this regard simply means overseeing what the central bank will do. Instructions are here. Implementations could be on the other side. And we will help to now follow it up. We will help Mr. President to follow it up while exercising our oversight powers to ensure that what Mr. President has ordered within the ambit of the law is being implemented without let or hindrance. Vote buying questions, like you said, I want to tell you without any equivocality that I, the Adodogwa you know, who has won election 7 times,
You're gonna lose
that
this
I belong to the ruling APC proudly. No one of us in the APC, and I believe even in other parties, is out to buy votes. But you must also take into cognizance that there is a clear-cut provision in the Electoral Act which provides for the amount of money needed for every political office holder to take during campaign to use. A member of the House of Representatives is expected by law to have not more than 70 million naira to conduct his elections and whatever, logistics and other things. 70 million naira. Cash. By law.
See how they love that?
Yes. A presidential candidate, for instance, needs to have how much? About 5 billion or 1 billion? 1 billion for presidential candidates.
1 billion.
At least the law has provided for us the amount of money we need to oversee our election process. You need to pay your agents in the villages where you don't have ATM machines, in the villages where you don't have POS, in the villages where absolutely you don't have this new Naira. So this is money that I require, that the law has permitted me to have 70 million Naira as logistics for my election funding. I need to have this 70
You have already
million
won
Naira
7 times. You need 70 million.
Yes. And I don't have it. That is the position of the law. Is that not so? And as I speak to you, I don't have it. Which means if this policy continues this way, if the central bank fails to make available this amount of this money we need to fund our elections, definitely every candidate, no matter what party he belongs to, will be put at disadvantage. Okay. And don't forget the point I made as a partisan member, that the policy in itself is a policy that is apparently against the ruling APC, because Nigerians that are not happy will look at it as a policy of the government of the APC. This has placed us at disadvantage already. I cannot speak as a person here. I'm seated here in the capacity of being the chairman of this committee, okay, and to discuss only this matter under my jurisdiction. If you want to pick up that question, join me in the office. Maybe I can give you answers as a leader of the House of Representatives in that regard. But don't also forget, we have the what you call the PIB, which already is in force. So virtually most of the parastatals or agencies that handle supply of fuel, PMS or whatever, are now private entities. Free market interplay is now allowed in the petroleum the substream sector. So you cannot just take on us now to be those to regulate. It's all about demand and supply, and maybe the fiscal elements of that sector of the society that will determine availability of otherwise of such product. When we came with our demands, I said it clearly that most of the demands we had wanted to put on the table of Mr. President were already answered by his morning breakfast, by his morning broadcast. And that was why we kept on saying we thank and commend Mr. President for the action and steps he has taken, very proactive and positive actions he has taken in the course of his address. I can't repeat demands that have already been answered. For instance, let me give you one instance. For instance, the position of the laws which says clearly in section 20 sub 3 that the old naira note must continue to be redeemable on presentation at any bank. Mr. President protected and took that position. Good. Mr. President, we wanted to perhaps urge Mr. President to say, oh, please allow the old naira note to operate in circulation in pari passu with the new naira note. He had already said, okay, we are now allowing 200 naira note to continue as legal tender. 50% of that request is answered. So all I'm saying, Mr. President has done very well in terms of responding to the yearnings and aspirations and of course the expectations of the Nigerian people. And that will go further to resolve some of these hardships and suffering and the stress we are going through in our petty economy system. So when these things are now answered, we now said, okay, Mr. President, like the Oliver Twist would say, please, more should be done. More should be done. Anymore. I won't be surprised if, as a result of my consultation with Mr. President now, I won't be surprised if Mr. President now come to take another decision. Okay, allow 500 naira also to continue. So what we are doing is that consultation, and it continues. This is what we call in legislative term as progress, work in progress. We have had a lot of progress, and we will continue to consult to ensure that progress is being made by the day until when we get to the right page. Oh, thank you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen.
Did you guys hear all that? So that's one of the APC member crying. They're crying. He said he needs 70 million that the law permits him to get, and nobody can take it away from him. But guess what Muhammad Buhari did? Took it away from all of them and said, no buying of votes. Somebody even asked him and said, do you guys want the money so you can buy vote? He said, no, it's not for vote. It's for people that don't have light. You have been there for 7 times. You have been there 7 times according to you, and your people don't have light. Your village don't have light. According to you, they don't have light. They don't have network. And you have the audacity to come and tell us, for us to clap for you, and say that you have been ruling for over 7 times. 7 times, and your people don't have light. They don't have network. Shame on you. Shame on you, Mr. Man. Big shame on you. So that's how they've been crying. So don't worry, my dear. You are not the only one crying. They are crying too. Because the 200 naira is not going to do anything for him. You see, now he's saying maybe for meeting president today, maybe he can change and add 500. Muhammad Buhari is not going to add any more thing. They are now finding out that Muhammad Buhari is wicked. The man is wicked to us. Now he has shown them too that he is wicked. And now they are crying. If they crying thinking that they are doing for you, they are not doing for you. They are not crying because of you. They are crying because they didn't get the money to come and pay, to come and give people to buy vote. That's the only thing that they are crying about. Anything that concerns you is not their problem. They cannot go and fight for you. So, my people, be happy. Things will get better. Things will get better. See a whole Agbada man is crying. It did not ban the money, pata. No money. It did not ban it, pata. But they say if you now want the money, that you guys should go and get it in 50 naira, 100 naira. Now, he just added 200 naira. So those big ones that they are carrying is not allowed anymore. So, and kudos to Muhammad Buhari. He did it. I know it's hurting us, but he did it so that people like this will not get that thing to rig election. From me to you guys, I love you. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.